Hey Steelers fans, the latest Steelers news is on fire and you won't want to miss this one. Steelers are not satisfied with the wide receiver, and this is generating some speculation. Let's start with the team's relentless search for a wide receiver who can truly make a difference alongside George Pickens. But that's not all. Steelers are considered one of the biggest threats to break the record. We'll see that in the second news. Leave your like and let's go to the details. Looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't exactly thrilled with their current crop of wide receivers. After trading away Diontae Johnson, they've been on a quest to find someone who can really amp up the game alongside George Pickens. They've been linked to pretty much every receiver you can think of this offseason, but haven't quite hit the jackpot yet. So far, they've snagged Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, and Scotty Miller. Plus, they picked up Roman Wilson in the third round of this year's draft. That's a decent lineup, but it hasn't quite eased the minds of Steelers fans or the sports pundits out there. The general vibe? People are kind of scratching their heads over the Steelers' chill attitude towards their WR2 slot, especially given all the mid-tier talent like Jefferson, Watkins, Calvin Austin III, Scotty Miller, Denzel Mims, Marquez Callaway, and Dez Fitzpatrick vying for a spot behind Pickens. Everyone's been buzzing about Russell Wilson and the energy he's brought to the city, but the real talk should be about the wide receiver situation. According to Steelers insider Mark Kabley and his team at The Athletic, everyone's a bit baffled that the Steelers seem cool just watching how things unfold with the wide receiver 2 spot during camp. Sure, they've made some moves, but nothing that screams major upgrade. Kabley thinks that something big might still be in the works because the current squad, although speedy, hasn't been game changers in recent times. Rookie Roman Wilson might just be the wild card here, but if he and the others don't impress in camp, expect the Steelers to make a major move. As training camp approaches, the options for a standout WR2 are dwindling. Despite this, the Steelers haven't shown much panic. Internally, they must feel somewhat confident with what they have, or perhaps they would have already pulled off a big trade. With Arthur Smith as the new offensive coordinator, the plan might be to get creative with the crew they've got. It's all hands on deck with Pickens leading the charge, and it looks like it's going to be a group effort to elevate the Steelers' air game this season. George Pickens, get ready for the spotlight. This is your time to shine as the undisputed top dog. With a new system, better QB play, and more chances to make plays, this could be the breakout year everyone's been waiting for. Steelers fans, buckle up. It could be an interesting ride in 2024. But that's not all, guys. If you think the wide receiver search is exciting, wait until you hear what's going on with George Pickens. The legendary Calvin Johnson, also known as Megatron, rocked the NFL with some seriously eye-popping stats during his 9 seasons, peaking in 2012 when he set the all-time single-season receiving yards record at 1,964. Fast forward over a decade, and that record still stands. But with the NFL leaning heavily into the passing game these days, Johnson himself thinks it's only a matter of time before someone else takes the crown. Last season, we saw 28 players rack up over 1,000 receiving yards with 2 studs, Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb, even blasting past the 700-yard mark. That's why NFL.com, quote, Bucky Brooks is betting someone's gonna smash Johnson's record soon, and he's pointing at 5 players who might just be the ones to do it. One of those he's spotlighting, Pittsburgh Steelers wideout George Pickens. According to Brooks, even though the Steelers are known for loving the ground game, Pickens has the chops to be a major threat in the air. He thinks with the Steelers aiming to be more dynamic with potential QB upgrades in Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, Pickens could really start to rack up the yards. Pickens isn't new to making plays. Last year, he snagged 63 catches for a career-high 1,140 yards and 5 touchdowns. And with a boost at quarterback, the sky's the limit. Russell Wilson himself sees something special in Pickens, comparing him to some of the best he's thrown to. There's only so many people in the world that can do what he can do, Wilson said. But to break Megatron's monstrous record, Pickens would need to average about 116 yards per game over a 17-game season. That's a tough ask, especially in a team that loves to run the ball as much as the Steelers do. While 2024 might be a banner year for Pickens, overtaking Johnson's record might be a bit of a stretch. But hey, in football, you never know. In short, the Steelers are facing great challenges and exciting opportunities. The search for a reliable WR2 and the possibility of George Pickens breaking records are just part of the stories we're excited to see unfold. And you? What do you think? Does Pickens have what it takes to make history? Leave your comment, and don't forget to like the video and click on the end screens video for more Steelers updates. To the next!